HOM, of course. Welcome back, Ken.
Thank you.
Now, what are we cooking?
Well, we're cooking oyster beef because the thing is, I always want to show people how. Actually, I know Freddie would love this. He likes anything with beef, probably.
Yep.
Yes, okay.
Yeah.
But we have to make him eat his veggies. So we're going to do a warm vegetable salad, so we can start prepping
cauliflower,
the cauliflower, all those things
broccoli,
that are good for you,
yep.
but done in a very different way. And what we're going to do is just take. You know, beef fillet is really good because it's tender. It has very little fat in it.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it's perfect for sort of instant cooking, which is what I love. I think when you're buying meat, sometimes, especially stir fry like this, the better cut, more tender cut is better. Yeah. And it's easy to cook. And
but you use a lot of chicken thighs, don't you, in sort of Chinese
we
food?
use lots of things.
But don't you feather them? Is it called feathering, or what's the one with corn flour and?
Oh, no, that's velveting.
Velveting.
You're close, but...
I'm near enough.
So
it would still be done in a wok, though, wouldn't it, Ken?
Yes, absolutely.
Ka-ching, ka-ching. There you go.
Now, we're just marinating this in a little bit of rice wine. This is a classic Chinese marinade, which is really important. This is how we also infuse flavor into our meats before we stir fry. We take and mix that a soy sauce with a little bit of rice wine, which you can use dry sherry, and a little bit of sesame oil, toasted sesame oil. And remember, sesame oil is used for flavoring, not for cooking, because it's too strong. Right. A lot of these young chefs, you know, these...
Don't look at me, Ken.
No, you are a young chef.
I'm catching you up, mate, now. Don't look at me.
No, I knew you when. You know, I know I'm an old codgeon, but you mustn't make fun of the old guys.
James, you don't think Ken's a bit like Shane Warne? He's getting younger.
Okay, he's definitely getting younger. I reckon there's 14 of them. I think they're on ice. I think. There you go. Right.
Yeah, so we'll throw them in the hot water. You know, all these veggies.
Yeah.
And what
we just get a new one every 2 years. I think that's what it is.
And I'll let you do those tomatoes. Okay. And while that is blanching.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll just cut some spring onions, and we're ready.
Now, out of all the chefs I meet,
yes.
dare I say, at different ages, none are as busy as you. Not one, I don't think.
I try to keep out of trouble.
Because you've got the restaurants, you've got your food line, you've, of course, got your woks.
Yes, of course.
Ka-ching, ka-ching.
We love our woks.
Exactly. And as well as doing that, you find time as well to come back to the UK next year and do the marathon.
Can you believe that? Well, it's for a good charity, and I'm really passionate about it. And the thing is, if I can raise more money by actually sacrificing myself, I'll do it.
Sacrificing yourself.
I think.
Have you run the marathon?
No.
No.
No, but what I'm doing next year, I'm cycling from Athens to London.
Wow.
For my own AF Foundation and the Delalio Foundation.
And your knees will be okay?
Cycling, I'm all right. It's no impact. It's the running I struggle with.
See, you couldn't run. Now, what a lot of people don't realize is how hot you really have to get the wok.
Yeah.
And people, they sort of, is this hot enough? It should be smoking like this, because this is what gives what we call the breath of the wok, which is what gives it a fantastic flavor. And
breath of the wok?
Yes, the breath of the wok. That means the wok is breathing, and this is what gives flavor to stir-fry food.
What is that in Chinese?
It's called wok hei.
Wok hei.
Wok hei. My mom used to say, this doesn't have wok hei, which meant it's crap.
Ching, ching. That wasn't good, in other words, yes.
Sorry. That's not a bad word, actually. Now, you want to just brown the meat, and you can see how quickly that cooks. And this is what's wonderful about an ingredient like soy sauce.
Ken, have we got enough tomatoes here? Because I'm just keeping doing these.
Yes, that's perfect.
I think we've got about enough for 30.
Yes.
There you go. There you go.
And what we do, look how quick that is browning. And that's what you really want. And that's where the flavor of the wok comes in. And what we want to do is always to drain this. That's when wok cooking is really healthy.
Now, you do this with pork, you do this with chicken, exactly the same?
Exactly the same. And don't forget, it continues to cook while it actually sits here.
Right.
And what we're going to do is add some spring onions to the wok without any oil.
Yeah.
And what we're going to do with that lovely shallots, we're just going to cut that up, thank you, and we're going to squeeze it. Now, people ask, why do you do that? Well, You know why, right?
Well, let's take the sharpness out of it, mate.
Exactly.
Because you're not actually going to cook these, are you?
And what?
Are you going to
no,
cook
we're
these?
not going to cook them. We're putting them raw. And we have some soy sauce, lovely Dijon mustard, and this is sort of a French, if you will, sort of a French type of East meets West.
Yeah, I'm there.
Yes.
There you go.
We just add the beef back in. Add some oyster sauce to that.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to remove this out.
So the oyster sauce is made from
It's made
essence of
from
oyster.
essence of oysters that's stewed out, and it doesn't have a fishy taste. Rather, it has a very lovely, almost savory flavor.
Right.
And what we're going to do is put the lovely Dijon mustard, and I'm adding some Madras curry paste
Yeah.
to that.
Now,
your
curry
wonderful
powder at
thing.
Chinese food, you mentioned it, the
Some water chestnuts.
water chestnuts, which are
Yes.
not a nut, I found out.
What? It's
Which
not
are-
a nut. It's
An aquatic vegetable.
very good. Where did you read that in, Michael?
It's amazing what you can get on Google at 9 o'clock in the morning, can you see?
Look at that. That's perfectly cooked in minutes.
Now, curry powder, we're making a dressing out of this.
Yes.
Curry powder and Chinese food.
Well, you know, bought by Chinese immigrants who went to Singapore and places like Malaysia to work.
Yeah.
And they came back to China bringing in all these lovely things. And we have some olive oil right here. Okay. And I think Freddie would like that. And the girls, too.
Right.
The young ladies, sorry.
There you go. I'm there with that.
And the chef Sean. Sorry.
It's the makeup.
Don't forget all studio recipes, including this one from Ken, are on our website. Go to bbc.co.uk/Saturday
Salt and pepper.
Kitchen. You can find dishes from our previous shows at bbc.co.uk/recipes. Right, so we've got
Okay,
that.
let's mix that all together.
It's in there.
Lovely. There's dressing.
Chives.
Wow. It's disgustingly healthy, but very tasty.
Do you want some butter in there, Ken? Or...
No.
You sure? There
Olive oil.
you go.
No, I love butter, but not in everything. I know you're a
Christ.
butter man.
Right.
There,
Bit of this?
you go. Lovely.
Bit of that
Thank
on the
you.
side.
Yes.
I have to say, that beef looks fantastic.
And you could smell it. You see that heat coming out of it.
Yeah.
It's because of the high intensity of the wok. And
The
look
wok.
at
Ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. So remind us what that is again.
that. We love you.
Yeah, go on.
That is classical oyster beef, of course, a Chinese style that everybody loves. And this is a warm vegetable salad with curry, soy, vinaigrette.
And best of luck with your running.
Thank
the man's
you.
a genius.
Thank you.
And he's off. There you go.
me
Right.
a taste.
There you go. Come on then.
See what Freddie thinks.
Have a seat over here, Ken.
Yes,
there you go.
thank you.
Freddie's diving in with that already. Look
I'm
at
looking
that.
forward to this.
Dive in
It's not
straight
number
into that.
74, is it?
Sorry?
It's not number 74.
No, it's proper, that, isn't it, really?
That's the first time. He
Yeah.
went,
And it'll be a first. It won't be going any further than this. I guess.
That beef's so tender,
Yeah.
isn't it? It's
And it's
beautiful.
the technique that we use.
Yeah.
Very high heat. And
In,
then
out, and then back in again.
Drain, and getting rid of all the fat and just throwing it back in.
It is super, super tender, isn't it, really?
It's even made vegetables good.
Right, let's go back to Lewis to see what
I
Alex
like you.
and his faithful friend Barney has chosen to go with Ken's beautiful beef.
With Ken's brilliant beef, you might be thinking, aha, beef. I need a rich, big, hoofing red, like this one, Tagus Creek Shiraz Trincadera, a fantastic wine and brilliant value. But for this dish, it's a little too chunky, which is why I'm letting this one off the leash, and it is finest Côte Catalan Carignan. Ooh, woof woof. This wine comes from the south of France, and the grape variety is Carignan. Previously, you often found it in blends. It was a bit of a workhorse, but now, here it is, headlining a solo act in its own right. And I think it offers good potential and good value for money. There's a fragrance there. It's enticing. Give a dog a bone. Oh, it's got this glorious kind of dark character to it without being too heavy. And it's that deft lightness that I'm after with those juicy, tender strips of beef. There's also some glorious salty flavour in this recipe coming from the oyster sauce and, of course, the soy. And for that, you don't want a wine that's too chunky. You want one like this that's got some fruity character to it, or you would risk a clash. And finally, Ken has deployed some glorious spicing in his vegetables. I don't want a wine that's going to swamp those. I want some decent fruit intensity to let all the flavours flourish. Ken, here's to your beautiful beef. Cheers!
Cheers indeed. Well, this is going down a treat then. Yeah, it's fantastic. What do you reckon to the wine? I know you're a bit of a wine buff.
For the first time, Ollie has given me a wine that I really love. I mean, this is perfect with this, I think. And also, it's a wine I don't know, so I've learned something. Thank you, Ollie.
Sounds good to me. What do you reckon?
I like me red wines.
Yeah?
Yeah, this is nice.
Yeah? Goes well with that?
Yeah, perfectly.
Sounds
I'm
good.
not so keen.
You're not so keen on that,
No,
why not?
I think the food is amazing, but
Yeah.
I think this is just too, I don't know, too sour, too bitter. It just takes the taste away too quickly.
Mixed reactions with both? What do you reckon?
I think it's actually nice. I think it cuts out that oyster sauce.
Yeah.
I think it's really, really nice, yeah.
Yeah,
Great
I think it
flavour.
works fantastically well. I think the dish is spectacular as always.
Sorry,
Well
Chef.
done, well done. Let's go back to the Welsh East of the Great British Menu. We'll find out whether Howell or Aled made it through to the final. Take a look at this.